Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. And in today's video we have this 2021 Audi Q5. We're going to do the lower chrome delete installation for this part of the vehicle. So as you can see, this is how it looks before doing the installation on the panel, and this is how it looks after the installation. So we use the gloss black material, that way it changes the appearance of the panel, and also it gives it a sportier look as well. If you like the product, link for the product will be in the description below. With that being said, let's get started with the installation video. So before starting with the installation, we need to make sure we prep the panel. So to prep it, all you need is your spray bottle, water inside the spray bottle, and baby shampoo. Mix it together and you'll have your solution to clean the panel. Once you have the solution, spray it onto a clean microfiber towel and make sure you start removing any contaminants that the panel may have. Once you're done cleaning the panel, make sure that everything's completely dry. That way the adhesive on the film tacks down to the panel and it doesn't lift. So to start with the installation, we're going to install the piece that goes underneath the panel here. This piece, we just made it in case you want to cover this part here. Since it's a little exposed, we wanted to give you coverage on this section if you want to cover it. With this one, just align this section of the film to the cutout on this part of the vehicle. Once you align it there, work your way to the edge right here. So align it and tack it down. Once you place the film on this section of the vehicle, grab your squeegee and just start tacking it down. Make sure you secure it. Make sure this section is sealed. If it's lifting, then you need to apply heat, but if it's not lifting, then you should be good to install the next piece. So the next piece to install would be the one to cover the inside of this curve. The only thing with this one, it's a little tricky since there's only a small amount of room you could work with. You would take your time to align the film, tuck it inside in order to cover the panel underneath the curve here. But if you think this one's optional, if you want full coverage, you would have to apply it here. But if you don't, most of the film that goes on top here will cover up to the edge here. So if you apply this one, you'll go ahead and start by placing that film here and start where we left off from this edge. So what you need to do is tuck it inside and then tack it down. Before you move on, you need to make sure that it's covering everything. So if it's not, remove it again, tuck it inside and then tack it down. So now it's doing more coverage, and you just rinse and repeat this whole process. Lift the film, tuck it inside, and use your finger to guide it in. So it's just patience and trying to make sure you tuck in the film to get full coverage all the way inside. So once you have it tucked in inside, grab your squeegee and start tacking down the film to help it secure to the panel. I'd recommend starting from the curved area to help it tack down more faster. And then since this film is still lifting, you would use your finger to help it bring it up. And that's pretty much it. Just make sure you tack it down with your squeegee. If you're having trouble folding it and applying it to this section of the panel, you would apply heat, but it should be pretty simple to bring it back up. So now we're moving on to the next piece, which is the one that covers this section of the panel. With this one, align it where you left off and just make sure as you're aligning, you're covering the whole chrome. So place it and tack it down. You could use your squeegee to help it tack down. And you could apply heat just to help it tack down more faster and secure it to the panel. So just grab your heat gun to help it tack down faster. And if you have excess material around this edge, you would trim it off. But if you don't, it should be aligned perfectly fine. And then once you're done with this section, we move on to the next piece. Okay, so with this one, align it where we left off. You could either align it or overlap the film just a little bit, just as long as you're making sure you're covering all the chrome. And then with your hand, guide the film and slowly tack it down to the inside panel here. So it should be like that. Grab your squeegee, start tucking in the film inside. And then on this curve here, we're going to need to apply heat just to help it sit better to the panel here. So grab your heat gun and apply heat to help it tack down. And if you have any excess material on the edge here, that's when you would trim it off. There is a small gap here where you insert the blade and just trim off the excess material. So just do it carefully and remove that excess material if you have any. So just make sure you tuck in inside and continue removing the excess material. And that's pretty much it. Make sure there's no film lifting on the corner here. And then once you're done with this section, you rinse and repeat the same steps that we did here to the other side. And once you're done, you'll come back and install the last piece, which is this metal section here. So now we move on to the next piece. So with this one, make sure you align it right where this cutout of this section of the bumper is. So roughly around there. And then just work your way on installing the rest of the film, and you could use this top half as the guide in order to align the top section of this film to the panel. And that should be good. Once you place the film, grab your squeegee, tuck the film inside on the top section, and do the same on the other side. And then lift the film if you have any air bubbles right in the middle section. If you don't, you should be fine. Just make sure you tag down everything on this middle section. And then once this whole section is secured, finish off the bottom piece. And you just do the same on the other side. Feel flush. And if you have any extra material, you would trim it off and trim off here. But if you don't, you should be good. And now you can move on to the last step, which is applying heat and post heating the whole panel. So the reason we post heat is to help the adhesive activate faster. And if the film is lifting on any edges, we will have it tap back down. But other than that, once you're done with this whole step of post heating the whole panel, you're done with the installation. Okay, so that concludes the installation video for the lower chrome delete installation for the 2021 Audi Q5. We hope that this video helped you guys out with the installation. If it did, don't forget to drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell. That way you don't miss any upcoming installation videos. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.